Hi, I'm Joni Patry and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'd like to talk about the sign Leo. And for those of you who have Leo as your ascendant, then this means the sun rules your chart. The sun is the ruler of who you are, bright and shining, loyal, and coming from the heart. Leos come from the heart. They emit a certain warmth and radiance wherever they go, just like the sun. So the heart energy and the sense of always being loyal is probably the best attribute that I can find about this sign. Now, with that, that means that Mercury will rule the second and the 11th houses. These are both the money houses. Therefore, Mercury is their money planet. So they have a way about communicating, and they have a way about making money through the art of communication. They can talk people into anything. If they go into sales, this is like their gift to be able to convince people to buy things that they really don't need or want. But Mercury, being such a conversationalist and such a great communicator and well learned, these people really want to learn how to bring about financial security into their life. And consequently, they do. People with Leo ascendants are generally good with their finances in terms of having a lot of money. Venus rules the 10th and Venus rules the 3rd house, which with this can actually mean that they can do something very, very creative. Remember this, Leo is also a sign of great expression. They have the need to express themselves. And Venus, by the fact that it rules the 3rd house, which means they're good with their hands, and the 10th house is their career, then they can do things where they're highly creative, working with their hands, or just simply teaching, because the 3rd house can deal with teaching. They're well educated, love to learn. So Mars is going to be their best planet. Why? Because Leo ascendants have Mars as their Yogacaraka planet, just like Cancer. But for Leo, Mars rules the 4th and Mars rules the 9th. So Mars rules the angle, the 4th, the triconal, the 9th, but both these houses deal specifically with the parents. So generally they will have a good relationship with both of their parents, and both of their parents generally will work together and have a cohesive family unit. The mother is into high-minded teachings, trying to make sure that their child is educated, with the 9th house being education, the 4th house being mother, and a sense of security is given through understanding that you must be educated in order to get ahead in the world. So that's another thing. And generally they find it easy for education. The 4th house can deal with certain degrees that we acquire through education, and the 9th house is higher education. It can also mean parents that travel a lot, because the 9th house, affinity for travel. Jupiter rules the 5th, but Jupiter rules the 8th. So although it rules the 5th house, it's a good planet for the chart, it will create problems concerning that it rules the 8th house. So the 5th house, meaning children, there could be an issue around having children or complications with children. The other thing is, because the 5th house is the mind and intelligence, and Jupiter rules the 8th, they can have profound, deep thoughts, intellectual thoughts, and they have to know the reason why things are the way that they are. Saturn rules the 6th and Saturn rules the 7th. The 7th house meaning our partnerships, our marriage. And the fact that Saturn also rules the most difficult combative house for fighting our enemies, the 6th house. This can cause problems in marriage and relationships, that the marriage partner may become such as an enemy or a problem to them. So be aware of this. So many instances in marriage, there is contention and there can be fighting, or the partner may become the enemy. 7th house versus 6th house of enemies. So many times they will be drawn to someone who is much more mature, and definitely many times maybe someone older than themselves. Okay. So all of the houses except for the 12th have been covered, because the 12th house is ruled by the moon only. And this gives Leo, although they're very gregarious and out there and want people to let them know that they're here because they have the need to express themselves so well, the moon rulership of the 12th means they really do need and want time alone to recharge, to get away. They love foreign places, countries, and travel, and they will travel far and wide, but they need to recharge. They need to step away from it all, be alone. Okay, Leo is a fire sign, so it radiates fire and action, but it's a fixed sign, so it can be very stubborn at the same time, and not let other people pretty much get their ways. Because remember, Leo, ruled by the sun, is the leader. They must be in charge. So look out, stand back, because here comes Leo. They're going to take control and they're going to be the boss. So with that, I want to first, before I close, point out which planets, remind you which planets are the best for Leo as an ascendant, and it will be the sun because it rules the first. And the planet that rules the 5th is Jupiter, as well as the planet that rules the 9th is Mars. So if I had to say the best planet for Leo would be Mars, and then probably the sun, and then Jupiter. Probably the worst, most difficult planet would be probably Venus, because it's rulership of the 3rd, and not a triconal by rulership of the 10th. But overall, Leo's a very, very strong sign. Or probably per se, I will have to say that Saturn could be probably next as one of their worst planets, because it does rule the 8th house, but it rules the 7th. When a malefic rules an angle, it does lose its power to do harm. So overall, Leos have it pretty good. The only drawback is probably Jupiter's rulership of the 8th. I mean, there's others, but that's probably a major drawback. So if you would like to learn more about astrology, remember you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org, or if you're serious about learning Vedic astrology, go to my university, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.